everybody, and welcome to a new Mango stream or Mango video. Today we're playing the weekly league with Is It Murktide, my lovely and trusty deck with Murktide Regent that I have been playing every week for I think a very long time at this point on the channel and of course on the stream. For those of you who have never seen this deck before, it is definitely one of the strongest deck based around Modern Horizons 2 with Ragavan, Nimble, Pilferer, Murktide Regent, and Dragon's Rage Channeler as your threats. And then you have a lot of cheap permissions such as Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, Counterspell. And then you have cantrips like Mishra's Bauble, Consider Visions, Card Advantage, and Expressive Iteration. And I've been at playing lists with Archmage Charm, with flex slots, however you want, but I instead like to play again with main deck Blood Moon. The streamer Misplaced Ginger, one of the aspiring to be trophy leader, has been playing this list again. This was a list that I made at this point some months ago with 2 main deck Blood Moon in the flex slots. It was mostly to fight the upcoming and very, very popular at the time 4-color Yorion Blink with Omnath and just a 4-color mana base. So naturally Blood Moon is great there. But it's not only great there, it's just a good card in many matchups, especially when they don't expect it main deck. And it's also very good against Grixis. And you might not think so because they have like Swamp and etc. But at the end of the day, the Grixis deck does play blue cards and lures, and if you Blood Moon them, you shut off those cards. The sideboard is almost always the same, not really changes here. I want to respect the mirror this time, because it's been a few weeks in a row that I just play this deck and lose the mirror. Because I don't have disputes, I don't have Brazen Borrower, so they just play a Murktide Regent and I'm dead, I have no outs. Whereas if you add Dispute and Brazen Borrower, you have just way more outs. Dress Down is an excellent card in this deck. Deals with her as a Saga token. More counters to Spell Pierce and Force. Jace the Mind Sculptor comes in against control, whether it is the 4-color Blink or the blue-white. This comes from D0. You only play this card on 0. You don't play this card on 1. Close this for the summertime. Some relics against the mirror match, lures, or graveyard decks. And then 1 Fury. Another card for the Hammer matchup. Strong to Arcast. Strong to cast on turn 1 or 2 against an Esper Sentinel or an Eidolon of the Great Rebel. Yeah, this is the deck, and we're gonna go through a league. Good morning, everyone. Cazava Week's Bone, Alberto. Como vas, my friends? Como vas? Modern League. Ooh, I ran out of play points. Alright, well, let's submit those. Now we have to open some chests. Ooh, 2? Wow, I have to open a lot of these. Alright, let's start. 35. Alright, that's a good start. 10 is not a good start. In order to play a magical event, you pay with 100 play points. Ooh, I opened a Murktide Regent. That's not bad. Let me check how much it is. Huh. Yeah. Good. Good. That's a good pool. I'm a little bit tired because yesterday night I returned at 2:30 a.m. Ooh, this also must be a lot. Because I went to my weekly Upper League. I'm now playing lots of Pauper. So the bandings yesterday was really, really cool to see. I don't know if it's good or wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is nice, some nice treasure chesting today. Okay, we have enough sticks, and let's go. Let's go battle. Good morning, Dirk Volkmeister. You thought today's Drake's Shadow? Did I say that? I don't remember. The article on the video were really detailed. You like that? Yeah, I mean, not to say too much about it, because I'm sure many people will ask me later. but personally, never a fan of bans. I guess in Pauper were it's probably the only format where they were really needed, but not the Prism and the Bonders ornament, just the Atog. I don't know. At the end of the day, Pauper is a format that's like not that expensive, so banning doesn't really cost money. It doesn't cost that money as like in Modern or Legacy. Okay, let's go. I have un mulligan. I have un keep. I might bottom a Steam Vents here. It might be greedy, but it doesn't have a companion. I still feel like bottoming Unholy Heat is wrong. So is bottoming a Mishra's Bauble, I think. I'm just gonna do this. And honestly, I don't even want to bubble myself. I wanna just pass the turn here. They don't do anything, then I bubble myself end of turn. But like, if I bubble myself, what do I see? A land? A spell? Oh, right? Now, instead, I have more information about what's going on. Opponent's playing Belcher. So, I'll be able to, exactly shape up my plans. Yeah, Blood Moon, not good. I'm not gonna draw a land. I think I need to draw, like, a Ragavan or stuff. Plus, like, you can still draw lands. Goodness, thank you for the subscription for the 21st month. Appreciate it. How's it going? Alright, I'll play Iteration here. Even though generically you want to play this before the land drop, I think that I'm playing against Belcher, so stay up with Unholy Heat mana, doesn't matter. I want to put a spell in the graveyard, and maybe you find Mishra's Bauble, and you still get 2 for 1. Not in an amazing shape here. I'm going to go Island. I can consider going Blood Moon, so I stop my opponent from casting Recross the Path. It might seem weird, but I think I want to stop my opponent from casting Recross the Path. Even though they are a player who plays Blood Moon, like Belcher plays Blood Moon, I think that, yeah, just making so that their Thunder Timber Symbiosis doesn't add green anymore, I think it's something relevant. Alright. They pass again. But of course I have to draw Counterspell. Our opponent just casts a Goblin Sharp Belcher. They played Oopso spells yesterday. I think they played Belcher. Gonna go 4/4 and Channeler. Buongiornissimo Publio. They go Strike It Rich. Nice. That means they don't have land. Oh, they fix their green mana so they can cast. Oh yeah, it is. They found a way to cast Recross the Path there. Now my opponent's casting the 50 cards. Doomsday. We're gonna wait. So let me address some questions in the chat. For example, you liked how the Pauper panel went 3 layers deep and nerfed Tron. I disagree with that. I don't like bannings or seeing the metagame. As much as we respect those 6 players, the metagame still doesn't really follow exactly what they think. So might as well just ban ATOG, and then if this doesn't go well, you ban in 2 months. Like there's not that you have to ban a card only 1 card a year. I don't like that reasoning. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on top. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this on top. And draw a card. I'm looking for, even Ragavan isn't bad here. Let's see what I find off of this channeler. Honestly, I'm gonna graveyard this. And then I can also, I'm holding priority here, because I can also Unholy Heat, now that I think about it. Yeah, actually I'm gonna Unholy Heat the Murktide Regent, just so that I dig one card deeper. Because once I resolve this, if I don't find what I find, I just lose it. So I'm gonna Unholy Heat this Murktide Regent here. To dig one deeper. Nice. So that's the Ragavan. So yeah, the Unholy Heat was just discard a card. But it's, okay, put it in the graveyard. No, I don't want to. Okay, and now I dash. Now exile the top card that they put it there with the... Oh, wow. They might have leveled me and put this bad card on top of the deck. Who knows? I'm gonna pass the turn. They just flashback strike it rich. They might have been looking for a land to play Belcher. That's possible. Counterspell. Opponent's on 13, and I am not able to do much here, unfortunately. So if I go Murktide Regent, that's 6. Plus 3, it's 9. I think it's still better to do this. Like, I could cast a Ragavan and maybe find one of their spell to cast. Like, what? Or these spells are pretty medium, honestly. I guess Balagator Recovery is the only one that could make sense. Mana Morphose, maybe? And maybe, like, the 2 life doesn't matter. Okay, so let's actually begin with... let's actually just begin with Ragavan Dash. I'm losing 2 life here for Murktide Regent cast, but I might find a spell that's good that I want to be casting. Like a Mana Morphose that searches me for the Counterspell. I find Pact of Negation. And they pass here, let's hope they don't have the kill. Looks like they do have the kill. Ironcrag Feet into Goblin Char Belcher. Okay, good game. I didn't find any Spell Pierce or Counterspell in my top 18 cards, and it is what it is. We lose this game. Alright. Let me follow my own sideboard guide. There's an article on China Fireball with a very extended sideboard guide. Okay, I'm taking out Blood Moon, which, I mean, hasn't been like the worst, since we could target the across the path, as you saw. I'm gonna bring in these cards, these cards for sure. Now, Engineered Explosives doesn't seem good. Chalice of the Void doesn't seem good. Not much to note here, honestly. I guess I'm just keeping in the bolts. Yeah. On the play. Hand is excellent. Isn't this excellent? They could have the Spikefield Hazard to kill the Ragavan. I'm gonna only play one because I might draw a Channeler. Dresden is only for creature. Relicking for what? So sometimes they have this plan if you stop the Belcher, and they can go with Pyromancer Ascension. Ooh, nice. The one of Force of Negation. And I don't care about bubbling my opponent before attacking with Ragavan. Ragavan has to attack. Matchup. We need to make treasures. We need to turn 2. You have to attack. Now I'm going to play Consider first. Counterspell. Put in the graveyard. No. Then I'm going to Mishra's Bauble myself. See the top card, and then based off of that, I'll fetch or not. Counterspell. Pass. Draw a Counterspell off of Bauble. Yeah, but you cast. If you are interested in seeing my opponent deck in action, I have made a video with it on my channel. He played Veil of Summer to begin the turn. That's very interesting. I'm going to Counterspell. My opponent plays in response a Desperate Ritual. In response to my Veil of Summer. They can follow up with a Metamorphose. Oh wow, another Pyretic Ritual. The Counterspell. Did it go Empty the Warrens? Is Empty the Warrens even legal in this format? I let this resolve. Empty the Warrens will only make 4 goblins. I'm gonna let this resolve. If you counter and then they go empty the Warrens, they make 2 more goblins. Oh wow, instead I go Ironcrag Fleet. I managed to die to Belcher with all these cards in hand. Pretty impressive on my side. Went around empty the Warrens and just got Belcher with 3 counters in my. Congratulations. Their play was so weird though. Like their play was so weird. They fooled me. The fact that they responded to my fetch line with the rituals and started with Veil of Summer first, that really just made me think they empty Warrens. I know that it doesn't play anymore, but I don't know, not everyone that decks. And I don't know, I really thought my opponent was just leveling me with the empty Warrens, and I didn't want to get leveled, even because I make 6 goblins there. I just lose the game. Not even close. Well played, opponent. You definitely played me. I'm gonna bottom everything here because I need to draw land next turn. If I play a spell like a Counterspell or a Force of Negation on the Veil of Summer and they play Empty Warrens, they make 2 extra token. And 2 extra token is a big deal. Definitely like a big deal. Good game. Lots to learn there. You're watching, lots to learn there. Okay, my opponent has played 2 Mishra's Bauble and draws 2 cards. Looking for a land here. Don't find it. Consider digs deeper than Serum Visions. Murktide Friday, right. Dun, 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 dun. Revenant Kyuku, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Oh wow, main deck Pitting Needle. Oh, is my opponent playing? Yeah, they're playing the. Is that? is the thing. I think I'll discard Ragavan. Okay. Grinding Station. I think I don't mind drawing. Maybe the Spell Pierce wasn't that bad. It's just that I already have one, so. Opponent's playing definitely the bad side of playing with Urza Saga. You just draw the Pithing Needle and the what's it called, Shadow Spear, and you really hate yourself. O'Connor, man. Yeah. Had a good night of 5 hours sleep. Back up playing. He's at Murktide. Oh, they put Urza in the graveyard. This is like one of the best cards against me. I hardly can beat this card in the main deck. I would just go ahead and say I just can't beat that in the main deck. Especially in a very far behind position like I find myself in right now. I'm gonna go ahead and Lightning Bolt this Channeler and pass the turn. And it's quite reactive. I'm gonna use Expressive Iteration next turn to yeah, just find more land drops. I just want to highlight you one thing. My opponent named Scalding Tarn with Pithing Needle, right? So what do? I mean, first, the most important thing is to just diversify your fetch land. I decided to play 7 fetch lands, and look how I chose to make them: 2 Flooded Strand, 2 Misty Rainforest, 2 Polluted Delta, 1 Scalding Tarn. Because Scalding Tarn is the card that I guess it's more likely to name if you have to name a fetch land out of blue red deck, and then just play 1, and then play 2 of the others. So that's like a very, very little thing. It might not come up, but well, we drew Flooded Strand. We didn't draw, Scalding Tarn, and yeah, pretty happy with this choice. I'm gonna go ahead and counterspell this, or rather, maybe Spell Pierce this. Like it's not that popular. Thank you, Revenant Kyuku. Appreciate it. The raid and the sub. Thank you so much. Oh, it's 3 cards. At least I can do after a turn 2 Belcher win. Yeah. Okay, I drew a land which I needed. I think I'm still going ahead and play Iteration. I think I'm gonna put Unholy Heat in end. Just because my opponent, my player, is a Saga and I need to manually kill all the construct. Can't you crack a response to cast it? Yeah, but I played this on turn 1. Didn't do much about it. I'm countering those counterspell. So sorry, those expressive iteration. Enjoy Stefano. I can't beat Saga main Nick. Well, I play Blood Moon, so I can't beat Saga. That's exactly why I play Blood Moon in this deck. Okay, finally I see Murktide Regent. And I was going to play Iteration, but since I want to play Murktide Regent, I'm just gonna pass this turn and draw the Regent. Then I can crack the Islet and still keep up Counterspell up. Pretty good that. Pretty good that. I mean, we missed the second and third land drop, but we didn't lose hope, and we're now in a solid shape. I'll be drinking a lot today because I haven't slept much. Alright. They're still in 3 lands, which is pretty funny. I mean, they did bought one land there, which is... yeah. Gonna fetch first and then draw a card off the Fiery Islet. And now I'm going to play Murktide Regent. Having 5 spell because I have 20,000. Passing the turn with my 2 mana 8/8. Keeping up Counterspell in case my opponent goes Underworld Breach. That's okay. The Lurker of the Lock. They keep Shadowspear on the Thassa's Oracle. And the attack. The reason my opponent is doing this is that they need this card in the graveyard to win the game. Oh no, it's because they have Unholy Heat. Oh wow, they got me then. I was a fool. I thought because this card needs to be in the graveyard if you want to go off, but I don't think that was a big deal. I guess I could have not attacked there. I did not block. Alright. I can either... no, I think this is fine. I have to keep Iteration up. Or I have to keep Counterspell up, because if they draw Underworld Breach, they win the game. Now I can draw... I can draw more things. I can draw more threats with this. I mean, I draw literally 2 threats in 33 cards. I think I can afford to take the hit there. In the retrospect, I shouldn't have blocked, but it is what it is. I don't plan on playing the Aravnica Cube. Murktide Regent does not see very much play. It's literally only played in 1 deck. Grinding Station again. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I guess they can mill me eventually. Every artifact is 3 cards, so they have 15 cards to mill me. I'm on 26. So funny, they play Scalding Tarn with Pithing Needle. That's such a bad play. Not as bad as blocking with Murktide Regent there. Okay. Oh, I finally find some threats. And bottom exile. Is there a reason to put Sculptors in and not casting second iteration? Well, I don't think Sculptors matters very much at the moment, and my opponent might be respecting more threats out of my way. More counterspells out of my way this way. Thank you, Jop92. Welcome. Appreciate it. Okay, what do I get? Ooh, a Mox Amber. Haha, that's nice with Ragavan. I'm gonna go Mox Amber. Tap it immediately for Channeler. So that I keep up this fabled double double counter spell. I have 23 cards in my deck. And they can mill me 15 here. So I can't really scry too much. Yeah, they can definitely sacrifice their Pithing Needle to Grinding Station to be able to fetch. Thank you, J-Pop, for the espresso badge. Ragavan. Play Lightning Bolt. Surveil, but I don't know. I'm gonna just leave anything on top, honestly. I'm very afraid of getting decked. Opponent's very close to deck me. Alright, hopefully I find Underworld Breach from their deck. Underworld Breach, please. Underworld Breach, please. Dragon's Ray Channeler. Okay. Not bad. Should have tapped the Mox Amber. That was a punt. Not that it matters, because I have infinite mana anyway. Mox Amber in the Ragavan Commander. Yeah, Mox Amber is cool. When this card came out, I guess a little bit later. With Kethis, I bought them for standard. Okay, they mill who for 3? Alright, so they mill so that you see in the early game. Remember when I didn't counter that Unholy Heat on the thing? I'd never drew another counter spell despite playing 4. And yeah, now opponent plays Breach. I go Counterspell. I probably have another Breach because they've been keeping a card in hand forever. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do. I just die to the second Breach. Now I'll be surveilling a little bit more aggressively. I did keep this Unholy Heat, which wasn't a good card. I could have bottomed Unholy Heat, but I was really, really afraid of getting decked by my opponent grinding state. They don't have another Underworld Break. Good morning, Dan. I'm hoping to find a counterspell here, and I'm actually digging a bit deeper. Ragavan, Graveyard, still Channeler. They have 12 cards. I'm gonna graveyard this too. I'm gonna go deeper here, down to... Did not find what I wanted. I'm gonna go hand bottom Exile Zone. And I'm gonna dash a Ragavan. Attack for 8. I have 17 cards in my deck that can mill me for 12. Still did not find a counterspell. Come on, let's find Underworld Breach from their deck. I need that to win the game this turn. I didn't find anything. Under is a Saga, which is a good card. And I'm gonna hold this Consider because my opponent casts another Underworld Breach. I have to dig for the counterspell desperately. Again, I have 2 counterspell. No, actually, I only have 1 counterspell. 1 got exiled. I guess they connect with a Ragavan earlier in the game. This is still the game 1 where we missed the second and third land drop. Yeah, if you want curious to see how my opponent deck works, I made a video with it and I trophied the league actually with my opponent's deck. You can always find everything on the YouTube channel. I think I'm passing here. I also ran out of Expressive Iteration. An opponent's dead next turn is why I didn't take the Murktide Regent. Just extra surveil needed. Crazy game here where both of us are digging like 40 cards deep. Okay, they're milling me for 3 with a Mox Amber. I have 14 cards. They can mill me for 90, or if they play an equipment, they can mill me for 12. But I have 14 cards in my deck. So I survived to 1 artifact. I don't survive to 2 artifacts. They might be having at least 1 Mox Amber in end. Oh, that's fine. That's finished. They don't have any more cards to win the game. One can mill me for 12, and I do not mind. I can untap this, sure, but I still have to sacrifice artifacts. Bonjour, Clement. What's the record so far? We lost to Belcher. And we are in the second match. You can always find my record here. Goatulutulu. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Second month of sub. Alright. And what we got there. I'm gonna leave everything on top here. At lethal regardless. But yeah, it was really important that I just kind of smelled the loss on artifacts. Outside of the mistake of blocking the Thassa's Oracle because I didn't think about Unholy Heat, I think this game was an excellent gameplay, showing that you shouldn't lose your patience if you miss a first or second land drop. But you know, stick with the game, and yeah. All right, this was a good game one. Very good game one. Relic of Progenitus, Spell Pierce, Mystical Dispute, Force of Negation. Explosives kills the Saga tokens, but maybe it's still fine. Take out once again Blood Moon. What do I want to take out? They play both Channeler and Ragavan and Emery, so maybe I don't want to take out too many of those. No, sorry, I clicked on Spell Pierce. I was supposed to click on. I can go 6. Oh, because I have 20,000 cards. Ah. Yeah, it's probably. I don't want the explosives. Yeah, we can dress down the Thassa's Oracle. But we can also dress down the construct token. Hello, Wemmy. The combo is Grinding Station plus 2 Mox plus Underworld Breach. No, it's just Grinding Station, Mox, Underworld Breach. And if you have Emery, it's infinite mana. And this is why you have to keep some removal, because my opponent still is a Ragavan deck. And if they go Ragavan, you have to have the removal spell. They can dash this, but it's not a problem. I mean, obviously it's a good play if you dash it, but I didn't want them to untap. If they untap, they can play like a Spell Pierce on my Heat. They don't want to have. Not to respect their combo, I think. Maybe next turn I do not anymore and I just leave up this, but I have so many permission that I feel like dying to combo on turn 2, especially on turn 3, especially when like the first game would grind them very well. Now if I draw land, for example, I can deploy this and keep up Counterspell. So it's important that you just, I don't know, you understand that there's no need to tap out. And obviously I can get punished for doing that, because if I don't draw land and they just, you know, play Urza Saga, it's bad, but there's up and down. Yeah, Void Mirror definitely stops their combo, for sure. But they do have like a very, like if you, again, if you see the video, they have an excellent plan of just grinding you with Urza Saga. Alright, Underworld Breach was countered. Consider goes deep into, I think I'm gonna go Iteration. It goes deep in 3 and we need to find a, yeah, Spell Pierce, perfect. Haha. I think by seeing how my opponent played, they have another breach. Otherwise, you didn't just jam it there. So I'm gonna leave up the Spell Pierce and not play the Channeler off my Exile Zone. And if I don't play Spell Pierce, I'll play Consider. Which is definitely a good thing of playing these cantrips in instant speed, and why I removed the cantrip in sorcery speed. Trying to keep the Shadow Spear or kill this in response. Draw. I'll play this. I'll play also Consider, I think. If I find a land, I'll play that. No, I guess I want to leave up mana for Counterspell, even if I don't have Counterspell. Exile Dress Down is better? No, I want to have a Dress Down in my deck. Playing against the deck with 4 is a Saga. When I have 2 Dress Down in my deck. Telegraphing the Spell Pierce, it's fine. I don't care about that. I want to have the Dress Down in my deck. I don't have land in my graveyard, so hopefully I'll find a land on top. I find Counterspell. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it, but I'm still tapping out. Oh, wow. They have no cards in hand. They have no cards in hand. They just jammed a few turns ago. It's a risky play, but my opponent has no cards in hand, and it's very likely that I find a land in top 4 cards. Delirium. How do you feel about blue-black control? It's not a very good deck, but it was fun. This was a good match. Ragavan on top. Okay. Okay. Ragavan. Unholy Heat it. Then I might as well play Boldface. Maybe. It's academic at this point. Just ride your Delver with forces back. You draw after a grinding station, which does nothing. Bolt, 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 bolt. Alright. Good match. Okay, I'll go to the bathroom and I'll be back in a minute for match number 3. Don't go anywhere. Alright. If Dragons with Chandler would be a mythic, it would be $100. Yeah, people call for ban. Yesterday, a person wrote to me on Instagram to write the following thing, which was so insane to me. And I think I deleted it out of tilt a little bit. Actually, I don't care. So this guy was like, "Can I play Grixis Death Shadow without Ragavan?" I'm like, "Sure, you could, but the deck is weaker." It's like, oh yeah, I can't afford it. I hope they ban it. And that's literally why people want to ban cards since 1993. Like, it's so crazy, but that's it. The Willem Bannermazau's Jit. Yeah, it's not like Stoneforge Mystic isn't like in the most played deck or anything. MTG's pay to play? Oh yeah, for sure. Why, you thought it was a human right that was free? Okay. 7 cards each, you got lands and spells. Let's go. Opponent plays the strongest card out of Modern Horizons 2. And Pepengo plays. Do I play a turn 1 Ragavan? Ragavan trades with Memnite, but I think it's good enough. Honestly. I think it's good enough trading with Memnite. They trade, they don't. I will take the trade. It's not a good trade, but what happens is I just remove an artifact from the Urza Saga and an artifact from the Metalcraft. I'll go ahead and go Mishra's Bauble, pay for the tax. Then I want a Mishra's Bauble myself. I see a Counterspell. I do not like Counterspell, so I'm gonna go Flooded Strand, Island, Consider. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let's see what's their plan. If it's just to go Saga. Oh, they have the Hammer. They don't. Wow, they didn't make a construct. They just play Sigarda's Aid. Sure. I finally drew an Unholy Heat, which is a really good draw. I definitely have to keep Unholy Heat up, considering that my opponent will probably put a Hammer on it, or at least attempt to. My play could be just Unholy Heat the Esper Sentinel, don't pay for its tax, and then... actually, there's a problem here. Yeah, opponent can just make a construct and put the Hammer on it. It's a tough turn. I'm going to just play a little bit defensive now and pass, because I can put Unholy Heat on wherever you want to put the armor on. The game is difficult, but I think we can play carefully. They make a Saga, va bene. And let's see where do they put. I mean, let's see what they tutor for. Because if they tutor a hammer, it's fine. If they tutor a drum, it's also fine. They tutor a hammer. Yes. Where do you put it on? On the construct token, which is now a 3/3. So Unholy Heat deals 6 damage. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna go Unholy Heat on the construct token. I'll pay for the tax. This deals 6 damage. You can go ahead with your turn. Of course, this is still live if they play Pierce Paladin or Core Outfitter or a Magnetic Theft. But bearing those other cases, we are safe to deploy Merc next turn. Opponent doesn't attack in fear of Ragavan, reasonable. Consider is free, no tax here. Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble I do not like, because if Esper Sentinel, I don't necessarily want to cast that card, so I'm gonna graveyard this. Draw Channeler, it's a good card. Draw Lightning Bolt, it's a very good card. Very tempted to just go Murktide Regent for 2 mana, losing Delirium, but I don't have Unholy Heat up. Just a 5/5 at the moment. I can also go Dragon's Rage Channeler. Go, I don't like that. I think I want to be more mana efficient with the Murktide Regent. Delving away all the instant, land, and artifacts, so I have 3/4 of Delirium. I can actually go Dragon's Rage Channeler as well, now that I think about it. My opponent is unlikely to equip next turn, and even if they are, I still have the Lightning Bolt. Problem is, if they go Pure Steel Paladin plus Artifact, I don't really bolt anything. It's a difficult turn. I think the game revolves around this turn. I'm going to pass now, but it's not guaranteed that it's the right play. The third there is a Saga, but hopefully it becomes relevant when they're already dead. I don't know. Because this puts them to 12. If I play this as a 3/3, they're dead the turn after. But if I have to play Bolt on the creature, they're not dead the turn after. They play Ragavan, okay, sure. That's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna play Bolt. I have to keep up Bolt whenever they want to keep the hammer. Next turn with the Sigarda's Aid getting another hammer. Draw. Land. I'll go ahead and attack, and they go to 12. Now, I certainly have to play a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Certainly have to play Dragon's Rage Channeler. My opponent might keep a hammer on the construct, but that's fine, because that thing doesn't attack. I can go... I can go Channeler plus... Actually, the thing can attack. If I go Expressive Iteration, that costs 3 mana. Super difficult game at the moment. I think I'm gonna just play Channeler and pass, leaving up Spell Pierce. I think Spell Pierce will be relevant next turn. They could put Shadow Spear on it next turn. It's very true. It's very true. It's very true. So should I preemptively play Lightning Bolt on the Construct token to not get Shadow Speared? I was thinking about that. Because once they put the Shadow Spear into play, it's in. And they attack me for 5. And I don't think I can beat that race. So it's probably a right play to just go Bolt here. In response to them tutoring up the Shadow Spear. 1 sec. If I am allowed to respond to my trigger now, I would like to fetch. Oh, that's not even true. No, that's not even true. Not even true. Because I paid the tax and then I still Spell Pierce up. Oh. No, actually, I would like to fetch. They can make a construct in response. That's a good point. I didn't think about it. Yeah, that's bad then. That's a bad play I made. I haven't thought about it. I made a pun today. Maybe they just think that I'm not that stupid and wouldn't make that play. So they don't make a construct. But I definitely made a punt. I didn't think about the second saga. Oh, wow, it's resolving, thank God. I think this game was very, very close, and now that's okay to get Colossus Hammer on the Ragavan. Sure. Can I keep the hammer for free? Can I keep the hammer for free? Now I don't have that many outs. Because I have to chump block. I was hoping I wouldn't chump block, so I had the outs of finding a bolt off of this, but the window's definitely closed here, and well, I have to draw like double bolt. Not very likely. It's really hard to beat 3 Urza's Saga. Okay, that's a start. If I didn't... Well, honestly, so... Okay, considering that obviously I shouldn't have done that bolt there. I was playing around Shadow Spear because I wanted to kill them next turn. I don't think I had more time because I would just get another hammer here again. Alright, let's go. I have to find the third and the fourth lightning bolt. Sorry, or either the third or fourth lightning bolt. Even Murktide Regent is lethal. Let's go. Even Murktide Regent is lethal. Come on. We have to find lightning bolt or Murktide Regent in top 3. Vamos. Ah. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Hand bottom exile. Play this. Bubble myself. Oh, I win. Found another bolt. Nice, Mango. Nice, Mango, nice. Wow, this game has been... Opponent went Esper Sentinel on the play, Sigarda's A, 3 Sagas. We managed to pull it off with 2 lightning bolts. I think it would have been more of a Lightning Helix moment if I had fetch. I knew I was going to draw it, right? Whereas if it was random, I think it's much better. I play Lightning Helix. I have 12 years. Oof. Alright, up a game against Hammer Time on the draw. That's very good. It's not an easy matchup on the draw. On the play post sideboard, I can definitely get there. I don't know about Force of Negation. I think it's alright. I'm not so sure about the Blood Moon. I think I'm having only one on the draw. Oh, sorry, Brazen Borrower. Let's cut more counter spells. I think on the draw I need the 3 spell pierces and the counter spell. Opponent should have searched for Shadow Spear. I agree. Because they already had the Paladin, right? Game was very tight. Very, very tight. Super close. If they get Shadow Sphere, I think in that turn I can't really win. But I don't know, maybe I have a removal spell. Especially after my weird play with that lightning bolt, right? They thought I had a second removal spell on the Esper Sentinel so that the token would die regardless. I think that's what they played around. There's the Saga, it's alright. And they pass. How about I Unholy Heat the Mem Knight? Oh, wow, rest in peace. Counter that. I'm gonna take this because it might Unholy Heat, like, I don't know, another threat. I do think I want to Unholy Heat the Mem Knight, though. Surveilling, I think it's important. I don't want lands. I'm gonna go fetch land, Murktide Regent. It might be risky. I think it's alright. I think I'm gonna offer the trade with Channeler with the Urza Saga token. That's why I played the Unholy Heat end of turn, because I want to play Murktide Regent this turn. And if they don't take the trade, I deal 4 damage. I dealt 1 damage. Yeah, Dress Down is definitely the biggest reason why Urza Saga isn't running around. I'm just F6 and I think I'm gonna get a jacket. I feel very cold this morning. Yeah, great. They went all in on Urza Saga. This time they get the Shadow Sphere. They cast a Ragavan. Untap. I like Consider. I'm gonna do it on main phase because I might have Delirium. This is interesting. I'm gonna go Graveyard. I'm just stuck with Merc. And I think I pass. I plan on blocking the Ragavan with Channeler. And Dress Down doesn't get Delirium immediately because this one loses ability, but at the end of the turn I will have Delirium. Although I'm probably blocking here. I have to play Dress. If I play Dress Down now, the Construct dies, and they have to keep the Ragavan. And the Ragavan loses its ability, so I think it's a good play. If I Dress Down after they keep, the Construct doesn't die, because it gets the +1/+1 from Ragavan. From Shadow Spear. Dress Down kills the Construct when they are not equipped. If they're equipped, they still maintain the +1/+1. They have 2 cards in hand, and they pass. The Dress Down dies, I get Delirium. When it's on 13, I have 9 plus 2, I have 11 damage. And Mishra's Bauble. Serum Visions, Graveyard. Mishra's Bubble myself. Serum Visions. Okay, then. There isn't a way to me for kill them. Because I only have 2 spell, and infinite 3 spell, so that's 9 plus 3, 12. If I play Dress Down to get Delirium, to mill a card, I am, yeah, I'm not. It doesn't work. It's okay, though. I'll play Murktide Regent, delving away all the, I need to keep Delirium, so I'll only put 2 counters on the Regent. And I'll attack for 11. Just for Murktide Regent. What's wrong? Okay. Pass, I'll draw a Serum Visions, which I don't really care about, but whatever. I have a blocker. If they go Hammer, Shadow Spear, it's not ideal, but I don't die. GG, they say. Alright, yeah, good game. Yeah. Good matches so far. Good matches so far. Very close. Yeah, even the loss is very close. Charmtide. My problem with playing 4 Archmage Charm is that you can't play Blood Moon. And I think that this deck without Blood Moon is not a good deck. This deck main strength, I think, is Blood Moon. If you'd be playing this deck without Blood Moon, I think it's just a weaker version of Grixis Shadow. And I mean, it probably is that this deck is a weaker version of Grixis Shadow. When I was playing Kahira, that means control. The first match was lost against Belcher. I think my opponent missed the first land drop. Just missed the first turn. And sorry, but at the same time, not sorry. You know what I mean? Oh wow, Belcher again. Alright, this time I'm not gonna lose to Belcher. I swear. I swear on Pepengu's name. I'm not gonna. It's just a very good matchup, too. I mean, it was a close one, actually, the first game. I'm gonna put Murktide Regent on top just to surveil it in the graveyard to hit Delirium on turn 2. And I'm not sure if my play was right, but I think that hitting Delirium on turn 2 just puts them on a lot more pressure. I have 8 cards in my graveyard on turn 2. It's pretty cool. Draw 2. 1 is Counterspell. 2 is Counterspell. And I'll play Misty Rainforest here because they play Blood Moon. So I want to be able to cast my Counterspell through that if they play Blood Moon. They might be playing Veil of Summermane? I don't know, actually. Myria tapped. Graveyard. Graveyard. They're already on 11. And I'm gonna keep up double Counterspell now. They can have what's it called? Pact of Negation, multiple Pact of Negation. Even Flashback Strike it rich. I don't know. And this is a strange game because I could have tapped out on turn 3 to play Murktide Regent. But that could have just killed me on turn 3 with the Belcher, Ironcrag Feet, Strike it rich token. I can have now one. I can beat one. Pact of Negation. I cannot beat a second one. Slowloke. Thank you, Slowloke. Appreciate the 9th month anniversary. Alright, they have 2 cards now. Let's hope they don't have a Belcher. They do, I'll die. And if I'll die, I'll die. Sorry, a second pact, I mean. Thank you, Slowloke. Baby's born. And by baby, I mean Raviolo Badge. Our opponent's dead here because they have to pay the pact. Alright. Good game. I mean, they're also dead because of reasons. But yeah. Just play your Channeler and just ride it to victory without playing another spell for the rest of the game. Okay, so against them, I'll bring in Force of Negation, Borrower, Dispute, Relic, Spell Pierce. I take out Bolt, Blood Moon. Sorry, not Bolt. I meant Unholy Heat. Of bolts in. Okay, I'll cut one more Bolt. The Relic seems bad, but they do have Striker Rich, and they do have, yeah, I think I'd rather have Bolt. Sorry, I meant add one more Bolt. Yeah, let's go. Chalice and 0 stops backed. Ooh. I didn't think about it. Interesting. This time they will not misclick through the turn 1. Let me be more careful this time. I'm gonna bubble myself, looking for a Ragavan or a Channeler. I find a land. Do I want to land? Maybe, non è terra non mi fa proprio schifo. Yeah, This is a classic Bauble where honestly many things would be okay. I guess no, I think I still have some card selection. I think you consider this a Murktide deck because this is the only deck that welcomes Regent in Modern. Bolt, I don't want. Thank you though. Ooh, there it is. That's my monkey friend. That's my monkey friend, and now the monkey friend will try and go the way up. They do have Spikefield Cave in their deck, which is a way to kill it, but this game I'm not gonna. This game I'm not gonna let him get me. Heretic Ritual. Ooh. I can ramp if I want. I don't think I want. I want to play a Murktide Regent so that my clock comes, rises. They say increases. I'd never cross the path. Honestly, I would just let this resolve, but it's just such a boring card that I'd rather counter it. I don't mind letting that resolve and just attack with Ragavan, but I'd had to stay here waiting for like 4 minutes for them to make the pile and then like lose regardless. So I'm just countering it. Okay. Alright. Pretty smooth sailing after that first loss. This deck is very strong. And again, you could build it with Archmage Charm and Fury, and the deck would still be strong. The thing is, I still prefer having an answer to Urza's Saga in the main deck with Blood Moon. Because if you play Charm, you can't play Moon. You can't, but you have to like play the Moon in the sideboard and sideboard out the Charm, which means like, well, you just oblige sideboarding every time. I don't know. Yorion. Alright, I haven't played against Yorion in a while, so that'll be fun. My opponent deck is probably the best deck in the format. If they're playing the 4-color blank. Monkey Pile versus Monet Pile. That's a good sum up. I'm gonna go bubble myself. If I find a land, I'll play Visions. If I find a spell, I'll play Consider. I definitely don't play Ragavan because of the Renaissance. Remember, in the early game, you keep one lander and then you dig deeper to find the second land. Draw a card in your turn. That's a land. Okay. The sequencing of a cantrip, it's pretty academic at this point. Once you learn how to sequence your cantrip, and then you just execute it. They play Ren in 6, which is very good, but with dice to Unholy Heat, so can get there. Murktide Regent isn't a bad card. I gotta go Serum Visions. I find another Lightning Bolt, and I find 2 good cards here. I do like the Flooded Strand, so I'm gonna leave that on. Yeah, whatever. Put both on top. I could play Ragavan. I think it's a good play. Opponent just kills, pings it with Vren, and then I bolt Vren. Just wasting a Ragavan, but I think it can go. Remember, they play Teferi, so if I play Murktide Regent, they can bounce it back. They don't have Teferi, though. They would 100% play. I think I want to leave a Mishra's Bauble in the graveyard. Let's see if they go Hollow with Fountain Counterspell. No? Okay. You can go spend Coatl. Wow, they go Dress Down. Main deck. Nice. That's just a 3-3. It loses the ability to get counters on ATB. Very strong. Wrenched Mind? A Wandering Mind. 3-2-1 flying. I picked up a Enigmatic Incarnation. Okay, opponent deck is wild. At the beginning of your end step, you miss 50% of enchantment. You have no enchantment. I'm gonna attack first. Then I think I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna go Iteration. Reason being, if I don't find a land, I need to be able to cast a spell off top 3. Not getting Delirium, but it's not a problem. I'm gonna get Delirium easily anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go and bottom exile, play land pass. Alright, this game is shipping up okay. Of course, I wish my Murktide Regent was a 6-6 instead of a 3-3, but that's alright. You sacrifice an enchantment and you go get a creature that costs 1 more than the enchantment. Really weird card that works in Pioneer. In Modern, I think this Modern's too high of a format for that, but can't work. I mean, it's a great card. And of course, work. Do 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 do. And I like the second Scalding Tarn here. Sorry, I like to get the second island here because I played 2 Blood Moon in my deck. Alright, see what they do. Wow, Phantasmal Image. A Bold the Wandering Mind. I'm sure that they play Phantasmal Image so that they can Enigmatic Incarnation a 1-drop into that. I'm gonna draw, no fetch. I'm gonna get the island anyway. Play this. And the bottom exile. Play this. And I think I want to pass for now. Yeah, I don't want to trade. Or do I? No, I don't want to trade. I might find another Murktide Regent that's bigger than theirs. Woman of the Sea. Right top bottom. Yeah, Woman of the Sea. I thought it was in standard, so it was at least this summer. They paid 4 for an Enigmatic Incarnation. I'm attempting to counterspell. if they fight it back. They don't. Upkeep, I might bolt the Murktide, but I'd rather just draw, see if I see a Murktide. Excellent card in Counterspell. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this. I could deploy this too, but I'd rather just, I don't know, send them here. You'll have 2 Counterspell up. Even if they have Ice Fan Quattro, it doesn't have a Death Touch. I mean, my opponent definitely is a Yorion deck, like 100%. They need like a lot of enchantment and a lot of tools. I mean, they have 5 cards. I'm not gonna be tapping out here. I'll still writing these, sure. I only counter threats that are game winning, and this is a threat that's game. It does seem like turtling, but it can definitely take over the game, especially if you don't know what's happening. Oh wow, they fetch, so they're dead next turn. Pretty strange to see a 3/3 Murktide Regent, but they dress down it. This is finally a matchup where Blood Moon is staying. I think it's fine to take it out against Hammer Time on the draw, but it's good on the play. And it's good against Grixis, and it's good against 4 Caller, which are like the top decks. So yeah, playing as 2 Belcher and a blue red deck. So. Buongiorno, Gira. Alright, this is the last match of the league, and we're up a game, so I feel good here. I'm gonna behave like against a control deck, so I'll bring in these. Yes. Do I want this against Chalice of the Void? I think my opponent is playing with Abundant Growth, so they don't play Chalice of the Void. Yeah, I think I'll take out Lightning Bolt. I'm keeping in the Unholy Heat because this kills Bran in 6. Then I can take out a bunch of threats. Maybe. Like Murktide Regent, Channeler. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna take a another Murktide Regent. Did I play Teferi for sure? I will not play Arena Cube. Not good for the clicks. I enjoy Magic very much, and I just play whatever the people like more. And if you see my YouTube, and I just follow that. My YouTube channel really likes modern. You know, whenever I upload a modern video, it gets like 3 times the amount of views that this arena video gets. So I'm gonna try and keep more care about YouTube. Descent isn't great, but I think I'm gonna keep it. I have this which is cycle, this for Ryan 6 and Ragavan. Might be a bad end. Opponents on 6. Alright, let's go. You go Ragavan Triumph. Oh, planes, definitely not. Oh, wow. Those are here, dress down are here. This card is here to stay. Fuck about. still try to like follow everything because I'm definitely be streaming Arena when the when the upcoming PT arrives. And I think I'm fine in accepting that my Arena videos get less views. It's okay. I enjoy doing both. I enjoy playing Magic as a whole. So as a content creator for Channel Fireball, I need to keep following Arena formats. I just keep my, feet in all the staffs. I don't know if that's the thing that you say in English. Yeah, as long as it's fun. Exactly, yeah. I mean, I just love playing Magic. It really is fine. Like, just very happy to be here. I think I don't feel ready to crack this yet. If you're ending every cookie jar, you say in English. Thank you. I don't know. Finger in pie is English phrase. Okay. Thank you. In Italian, we say keeping feet in all the staffs for some reason. But that's where you understand. Ay. It's not really going well. The problem is that I just don't have a kill spell for this card. Because I don't know, I didn't expect it. Against Hammer Time, that I expect this card. I have 2 explosives and 2 dress downs. In this matchup, I have like 1 Brazen Borrower. So my plan is just to bounce this and counter in it. Wandering Mind. Counterspelling these cards feels terrible, but at least they surveil. They have green out. Do you have a Veil Summer? Wish you did. Alright, they have a Urian in end. I have Jace on Sculptor in my deck. I don't know if I want to jam it now. I also have Blood Moon in my deck. Really hard to get Delirium with Sanctifier in play. Really hard. You need like spell. You need the cantrip in sorcery. What's it called? Serum Visions, and you need Murktide Regent, and you need Mishra's Bauble. Really hard. And draw a card. Unholy Heat, not good. I kept 4, maybe that's too much. Yeah, so why did I say it? E niente, I don't have a play to spell. A spell to play, so I'll pass. Yeah, you can't afford this cookie ban all cookies. Exactly what happens in Modern. Endurance. Porca merde. Counterspell. Just throwing counterspell at everything that moves, and it's not amazing, but just gotta have to do, I think. If any of these cards resolve. I mean, the Wandering Mind could have resolved, of course. It's just a 2-1. I mean, that would just start pressuring me. Yeah, I don't have any stress down in my deck. I'll bring it in if I go to game 3. I still have Jace and my Sculptor better than all. I really hope they don't just jam Yori in here. They could. It's really bad if they do. And that's the problem with spell pierce. It gets old. Like, opponent didn't cast a spell this game. They played only creatures, and yeah. And they probably play Yori now. Alright, I passed. I don't mind finding Blood Moon here. Jace my Sculptor better than all. Alright, no, stand buoni, va. Do I cast the Jace Sculptor better than all? Probably not. If they go Jorian, is really bad. If I cast Jace, no, I just can't cast Jace, chat. Yeah, it's Light Shadow. You can rewatch the video if you want. You're going to visit Rome in spring. Nice. You have any restaurants? Yeah. Si chiama, come cazzo si chiama? Fortunata, that's the name. Brookhaven. That might be like the best place I've ever ate. It's even like a tourist. Like the people from Rome will tell you, oh no, that's very like, you know, I don't know. That's very basic. But the people from Senigalia will tell you, that place is sick. I ate the best carbonara matriciana. I just ate two main plate. I have two main dishes I ate because it was so good. Because I ate my I ate mine, right, and then I tasted a little bit of my friends, and I'm like, that's so good. And the plates are not like that gigantic, so I could afford eating another one. Ooh, Murktide Regent. Not bella merda. Never endurance. Thank you, Doctor. Gifting us up to Light Shadow. Woohoo. Some of my two best Twitch chatters. No, they play endurance. How did you know I have a Murktide Regent on top? Chat. How did my opponent know I have a Murktide Regent on top? But I'll allow it. I will allow it for this time, Bastida. I won't say anything to the police. Actually, I don't feel like playing this game anymore. It was already in a bad shape, and after I made that play. Yeah, I'm sure Davide Pitts, as I said, people from Rome will say that it's a very basic place, but man, that was just one of the best places I ate there. Va bene, I lost. Thank you so much, the Doctor and Light Shadows. Let me bring in the dress down. Chalice of the Void, I think, can still be there, though. Yeah. I'm gonna trim on Unholy Heat, only have 3, I think it's fine. And I'm gonna trim on Spell Pierces. I'm gonna Mishra's Bubble myself with and see if there's like a Ragavan or a Channeler, I'll just draw it. If not, I can fetch. And then play Consider. Trust me, who's the person? Brookdim. As a tourist, it's also great because they have like these old ladies that make pasta with hands like in front. It's really nice. It's really nice to watch. And you have to make a queue though, but that's fine, right? If you you're gonna stick reservation. I mean, I did take a reservation. Did I get the monkey in the mail? I didn't. I'll spell pierce your abundant growth. Oh, your Utopia Sprawl tutta la vita. Never waited to spell pierce a better card than Utopia Sprawl. But another spell pierce. Man, spell pierce is so good in the early game. You'd be like, but Papango, you had spell pierce last game and it did nothing. I know. Alright, so they could have the Sanctifier in back and I would look like a fool. But I could also not have it. And ban pot for yesterday could be. No. No! I'm a fool, Chad. I'm officially a fool. Can I just draw a Blood Moon? No. The Pango officially a fool. Mishra's Bauble. Nah. I just want to go Blood Moon now. Blood Moon? And pass. She was one turn later because they were able to fetch Island, but they're still missing green, which is obviously a super big deal in that deck. All the Sculptors, that's your removal. That's the creature. I'm not dead. I'm in a good shape, I think. I like Murktide Regent. I'll draw this. And bottom exile. I can get Delirium if I... I guess I was supposed to bin this. I haven't noticed. Yeah, that was a mistake. I'm sorry. Small and fine creature. Creature or spell? Creature or Serum Visions? Force of Negation. I think I like this. I'll play Murky Boy. Keeping instant in my graveyard. Buongiorno, Gagno. This card isn't that bad. It's not Rest in Peace. You know what's Rest in Peace? This against them, it's Rest in Peace. This, it's fine. Don't worry. It doesn't do much. We have Merc. We have, well, we can also just get Delirium and attack for 1,000,000. The pitch you're in, wow. DD. Well, normally dress down would be like, oh wow, look, I have a dress down. The reality is that doesn't kill this until I find an Unholy Heat. Should have had held up Counterspell with Murktide. Yes, I should have. Will you give me Metamorphose? I suggest you. I mean, it's fine to. It's fine to just write messages. It's fine. It's really fine. Write messages. I appreciate it a lot. But just try to think twice. Twice. Not that many times. Should I play a yeah, exactly, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play Dress Down just to cantrip and yeah, end the tap for 8, for 6, and just win the game. I don't even know if I want to cast this iteration. I just leave up all these counter spells. They're just dead in next turn. Alright. This is a nice 4-1. GG, they say. Blood Moon wins. So, Pepengu, why do you play Blood Moon? I play Blood Moon because the Omnath deck I believe to be the best. And I want the Blood Moon. First idea. Second, there's just not that many reason to play this deck if you don't have access to Blood Moon. It's just worse than Grixis. Like, this is what I mean, okay? So this is why I play Blood Moon in this deck. I was modern. We went 4-1. We lost to Belcher, who killed us on turn 2. And I even had a Force of Negation. I lost to Belcher with Force of Negation because they had Veil of Summer on turn 2. Insane.